Good morning guys, and welcome to today's vlog. Today it comes to you from Whipsnade Zoo. It's not a Saturday today, we're doing it on a Friday because
it's your birthday.
My birthday.
Happy birthday, babe.
How old am I?
Oh, 47.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll stick with that. Maybe a few years
52.
on. Yeah, 52. Add a few more years on top of that. So yep, it's just going to be a relaxing walk and chat amongst the animals, because yesterday was pretty tough, to be honest with you. So we'll go around, see who's about, see if we can get them elusive aardvarks for the first time, because whenever we've come to see them, that's Nacho, Terry and now Dobby, they've always been asleep. Maybe the new baby giraffe, which has been about since last year, still haven't got to see him, that's Wilfred. And a few of the old favourites such as the elephants, etc. Perhaps the tigers are about. We'll see how we get on. Anyway, come and join us. We have a puddy cat. That there is a European lynx. Don't know the names of these guys. Usually I know the names of the animals, but I remember them when they're all kittens. But they're fully grown now. Got a good old trot. I'm wondering, I'm not an expert on these sort of things, that the fact that he's got a very small tail and we call it a lynx, do the Americans call that a bobcat? I wonder whether that's the reason why it's called a bobcat, because of his tail. No, thinking out loud, possibly, possibly not. That's its shelters. They are identical this side and the other side, so if they want privacy, which they generally do, to be honest with you, they will hide over the back there and you will not get to see them. Rach was just saying it seems weird without having name tags for the lynx.
Yeah, all the other animals you normally get like little plaques and picture and their names, but for the lynx they haven't seemed to have done that, and never have. So
I'm sort of thinking maybe Africa, Excite. Whatever lynx products are there, I don't know, but sorry, it's my birthday. I'm getting. Yeah, actually, there is a chocolate lynx. Yeah, there is. There is your lesser spotted cage painter. Very rare in these parts. I'm not going to get too close to these guys over here because they're free roaming, but they're inhabited. Can't even spit me words out today. Where they habitat here, this is not natural. The reason why the ground here is all bumpy is because of German planes in the Second World War, before they're fleeing, dropping their cargo of bombs and then pretty much skedaddling out of here, and that leaves you with this crater effect. So I'm led to believe anyway. If someone knows otherwise, they can certainly tell me, but I've always believed that. I was told that by my father, that the reason why the whole of this area across the top, because it's nowhere else, it's all big craters and ridges, but these guys call them home. And some of them are getting quite big now. They're near enough a kangaroo size, to be honest with you. We certainly won't stay on this side of the park for too long, because it is pretty brisk out there. It's pretty mucky this side as well, but doesn't seem to affect these guys. Look at the power of that thing, and just look at the way they just churn up the mud. Hello fella, how you doing? I guess they wallow like pigs do. He's certainly not enjoying that walk, that's for sure. Unfortunately, tomorrow I can't actually vlog. Well, I could, but you wouldn't be able to see anything, because we're going to go and venture to a place called the Milton Keynes film and sci-fi museum. It's full of your relics from your likes of your Star Wars movies, my favourite Jaws, Indiana Jones, some of your animation products, etc. A lot of props, and it's a private collection which is put across as a museum, but they do not want people vlogging, filming, even taking photographs in there. Their belief is that it keeps it fresh for future visitors. I think it's more a case of people would vlog it, and then they'll get less visitors, and I suppose the people who put their products on display on there, who put them on hire, probably get a percentage, to be honest with you. So we'll do that tomorrow. Unfortunately, it means there will not be a vlog, but you have got today. We can still barely see him. Better view than what we've had thus far, but that there is little baby Wilfred. Obviously with his mum and dad, but pretty shy.
Look at the baby. Panther chameleon.
Panther chameleon.
Yeah. What are you seeing here?
We call him George.
Oh,
as in boy.
Here. Yeah. We haven't been here in a while.
This is basically getting the train ready. As for next week and half term, it'll be fully operational. But for now, they're just testing it out. It's got a lovely smell to it. Just a good addition if you wanted to do that. It gives you a good view around the back of the elephant enclosure, and a safari type event at the back, which has got your camels and a lot of your deers, etc. This little fella, the red panda, hiding up there in a tree. Usually you would be right to the side. Yeah, Rachel was just pointing, there's one directly to the right hand side of me as well. They now inhabit this little island, which used to be for lemurs. Now one up there in the scrub. The whole area is probably about twice the size they used to have. Obviously they drained the moat that was around the outside, which the ducks used to play in. Beautiful colouring on him. Having a good scratch. It's just like, cue the camera, I'll turn around and not face you. There you go. Cutie. And so for, what is this, the 6th time asking? Probably. We're going to go and try and meet Nacho, Terry and their new sibling, which is Dobby, and they are aardvarks. Now, as I said, the 6th time of asking, because every time we've been here, last time I didn't even see them. Before that, they've always just been curled up and asleep. And there was a window area here where it says porcupines and aardvarks. And now it looks like they've enclosed it and you can walk in. So maybe we're probably still going to see them asleep again. And let's go and have a look. It's just like a bad joke, really, isn't it? They're nowhere to be seen again.
Are they outside then?
They must be. They said this is the 6th time of asking. There is heat in there.
But they're definitely not in there.
No. They've certainly been in digging trenches, but again, nowhere to be seen. And they're in that hut there at the back. And they just ain't coming out. So yet again it's an epic fail on the aardvarks, but these guys are always out. Beautiful great horned, one-horned rhinos. Can't see little baby Nandy, which is just like these, but it's half the size. Possibly taking shelter over the back, possibly over there in the tree line. Not in the trees, obviously. A rhino will not go up in the trees. As if by magic we actually have an aardvark. Which one it is, I do not know. Maybe they've got access to a pen at the back there. That's the first ever one I've seen. Curious characters. Very piggish. Cross maybe between a pig, a kangaroo and an anteater. I honestly don't know which one you are, whether you're Terry, Nacho or Dobby, but hello. You come out especially for my birthday, did you? You really are curious. There you go, Rach, that is our first aardvark.
Yay!
We don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. Hello there. I don't mean to insult you, but you always remind me of the turkey legs at the Magic Kingdom. Them huge, great big trotters you've got down there. I think there's about 3 or 4 of you in here. They are huge and they lay these massive eggs. I dare say they'd be pretty vicious with the talons they've got on them. Hello, there's baby Nandy down there. They are really, really beautiful. Why anyone would want to harm them? Well, I get that, it's all about money. Very, very timid. They can seriously move. We had this a couple of weeks ago. We didn't know whether one was male, the rest were female and in season, and they didn't want any of it. Well, they certainly charge. And see, this one seems isolated. Okay, these are the little kits, or are they cubs? I'm not sure. So the 2 little ones, one is called Peanut, the other one is called Pistachio. Now Pistachio, which is the girl one, is the one that we're always going to call Debs. And they're obviously waiting for some fish. It's all generally quiet here around the children's zoo area from the goats there to a friendly small little cow. I think this cow, was this specific cow or just these cows breed in general, I believe they come from Egypt. How cute is that? Hello. There's one of them in your garden. You don't have to cut your grass anymore. Milk on tap. Hello, little fella. I have more goats, and there's your stereotypical goat standing on a pile of rocks. Is that the norm? I believe that area's also got your donkeys and the sheep out there, and then you got bunnies and chickens, etc. in the barns. The elephant herd together, taking refuge in the sandpit. What they would generally do is this time of year keep them together in here in the sand so they don't get any injuries to themselves on their pads, because it is quite boggy in their paddock area, and obviously it gives time for the cud and the grass to grow back, which is what they obviously want to eat. As you can see in there, they'll get little twigs and sticks, they'll break them apart. They're after a substance that's called lichen that grows on the outside. They will eat the whole of the bark. And then his little baby Nyang. Mum Donna won't be far away. Be probably immediately to your left. And then your male elephant will be in his own little paddock, because they're pretty much solitary. You might see him occasionally walk towards to say hello.
Right, give me a big smile. Try to make a big smile. You freak! Oh. Stay. Yeah, stay.
Right, we'll let the herd entertain themselves. We're going to find some final animals before we call it quits for the day. But these are genuinely my favourites. And that will be baby, mum and grandma all together. Auntie's in there as well. Be interesting to know if there's any tiger, or should we say tiger, activity going on. So we'll go and have a look at them guys. If nothing else, this area is a pleasant walk. You have your little fake waterfall, stream, etc. You go through here, and the overlook of where the tigers might be. They're obviously in there somewhere. Just to my right down here is one of the brothers. A lot bigger now than when they were little cubs. A largest of the cat family. It's nice when you get to see them walking about. There's one there, one immediately to my left on the top of the mound, but they just seem to be relaxing at the moment. No urgency about them, they've probably been fed. Sleepy tiger. I think like most cats, they sleep for about 21 hours of a 24-hour day. Certainly the case with lions, that's for sure. It is cool because tigers, unlike most cats, do love the water. And sometimes, although not today because it is iced over, you will see them swimming around down there. As I said, he's content just to rest on the top there. We can focus in. It's got some serious focus on this camera. He's actually looking like he's possibly licking, so he's probably got some meat there. You see that little bit there, that little grated area. I could probably get round to there where I can see what he's eating to have a matter. And this field behind him here is full of your yaks. And then beyond that, you've got sloth bears to the right in that paddock over there. Camels further afield over there, and those are your black rhinos. They're like ones that they look like they're armour plated. And then you've got some sort of warthogs. They've got a little baby piglet over there.
That lovely smell right to the back of their throat. So that's what they tend to do if they're making that face at you, so you don't have to worry too much. But yeah, it's a brilliant way to show off their amazing teeth there. They also have a fantastic set of claws as well. So their teeth are around 4 or 5 inches long, so about the length of a thumbs up. So from your wrist all the way up to the top of your brain. At the very, very last end as well. So all of that helps the tiger hunt out in the wild. So how can we kind of replicate that here at Whipsnade? Well, we can't feed them live because it's against the law here. But we can give them as a complete meal as possible. So it's served on the bone with the skin as close and attached if we possibly can. And it's also hidden away from them as well in the form of an enrichment feed. Because these boys, as they do sleep a lot, they are big cats at the end of the day. They're very, very sleepy. So to get them moving, you're going to have to give them some food. Each boy polishes off about 30 kilograms of food each and every week, and they're fed 6 times a week at the moment. But the keepers make it hard for them, so they use all of their platforms and all of these trees around here to hang up toys, but also their food as well, like the picture here. They don't full feed, true, there is not many tigers left out in the wild. Back in 2010 was the worst numbers, and a tiger being the largest, and at London Zoo we can't just fall, so this is a tiger as well. But luckily, over the last decade or so, some amazing tiger conservation has been going on that you might not know about, which is why I love these talks, and I get to get them good quality trees, try and double their.
So an interesting fact that I have just learned is that antelopes, gazelles, etc. do not see the colour orange. So when these guys are in the forest or walking around, they are totally camouflaged to them. So they can stalk their prey quite comfortably. He's actually stalking me at the moment, but there is that fence between us, so he cannot get to us. Getting back at the swing of things for me today has been really good. Obviously we're wiping with Debs yesterday, taking her ashes home. It's been a hard period of time going up through November, December into January, but that has passed. Everything that could be done has been done. Every honour, every wish, just working on the paperwork side of it behind the scenes at the moment. But now perhaps I can move on. It's taken some time, that's for sure, but it's things like today on my birthday where I just get away from it, do a vlog that's quite easy with the animals, get back in the swing of things and take you guys on some adventures, which there will be your usual type of motorsport, possibly some urbex coming up, some exploring of some museums. I found the location of the 2 fastest ever vehicles, land vehicles in the world, which are in Coventry, and just general out and about. I've got some explores in Milton Keynes to do, some things I've never seen before, which you just look on Google Earth, find them, pin them, go and explore them. That includes things like churches that are no longer in operation, which have got fantastic medieval paintings and footage to them, some of the backstories behind them, some of the myths, legends, fairy tales if you must, of ghouls, ghosts and other inhabitants, from them to things like brick kilns that go through a certain period of time, Victorian era, to ice holes. A strange thing out towards Castlethorpe, it's like an ice hole, which dates back where people probably keep meat. I don't know if it would have had dairy product, but probably for keeping meat back in the day. And on top of that, yeah, loads of bits and pieces. So I'm getting back in the swing of things, guys. It's taking its time, but we are getting there. Is that Puff? Crazy creature being a Wolverine. I believe that could be Puff. We have one right below us. So whether that's Fitty or Puff. Because there's one and there's the other one. These are African wild hunting dogs. I think everyone's starting to stir behind it slowly. But I have seen food hanging from a tree at the back there, so they're awake from their kip. There's certainly more of them there. It looks like 4 now. Pan out. There's one obviously in direct vision, one behind him, one to the left, and possibly one right behind the tree. And they have a carcass of some sort hanging from a branch on a rope to the back. So they're obviously not bothered at the moment, they're just having a kip and just stirring, and then they'll consume that later. Yeah, generally, if you're lucky, you might get to see one or two. As you can see, someone's whistled, and at least 4 heads have popped up.
I've never...
And if I focus in between the tree area over there, you'll see a carcass hanging from a tree, which obviously at some point is dinner for these guys, but they're not that interested at the moment. Probably like us, tired and had a long day. Perhaps it's one of their birthdays today, who knows? What are you at, Rach?
Maybe.
Maybe. Obviously all these guys originated from London Zoo, but they've come here because this is the UK's largest zoo, and there is all this area for them, because this used to be a pen that housed a good half a dozen to maybe 8 wolves. And so today's vlog comes to an end. Had a good day?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a good birthday day. Good to get away from it all. Get back to some sort of normality, I guess, after what we've been through. So yeah, I'm feeling good at the moment.
Cool.
So back home, Chinese takeaway for dinner, which I'm looking forward to. Upload this and then enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
And that goes for you guys as well. Thank you very much for watching the channel. What you see is nothing without you guys actually participating with your views, and I appreciate every single one of them. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you in the movies. Bye for now.